Welcome everybody to the special edition of Weekly Extra Point Live, the Roadshow edition, Championship Finals for Division 2. I'm your host, Darren Basmajan. With me, Daniele Gentili, a guy who does have experience in this division, a lot of experience throughout the divisions. Daniele, first of all, thanks for being here and welcome to the Roadshow.
It's my pleasure, Darren. I'm fortunate enough to cover a couple of divisions tonight, and I'm happy to do it. And hey, championship weekend. There's nothing better than this in FPF.
Definitely, and what a championship matchup we have for you. We have the Gladiateurs and we have Terror Squad. One team, I'm not shocked at all to see Gladiateurs, defending champions from last spring season. Terror Squad, bit of a surprise though, they were the better team in their division. Opening thoughts on this matchup, quick.
Gladiateurs, spring season champions, make a return in the finals in the winter. Great team led by their future Hall of Fame quarterback, Mr. Frank Lebeau. You can't go wrong with this team. They have it all on offense. They're extremely tough to stop, and they have the ability to make plays on defense. Flipping it over to the Terror Squad, you got the team led by Tam Villedeth. I think a first-time championship attender as a quarterback. Pressure's on, but he has his boys. He has Pat Jerome, he has Corey Greenaway by his side, waiting to help him out tonight, and I think it's going to be a really good one.
So, obviously, you kind of alluded to it. Glads have a lot more experience in this type of scenario. Terror Squad have none. Do you think that helps or hurts either of those teams here?
Well, of course, it helps the Gladiators having that experience in a championship final, and it definitely hurts, especially Tam. Being the quarterback in the finals, there's a lot of pressure. He knows he has to put the team on his back, and listen, it's going to hurt them, but I think it'll take him maybe a drive, maybe a possession, maybe even a half a possession, just to get the nerves out and get loose. So
this happens from time to time in FPF seasons where a team faces each other in the regular season and then face each other in the finals, or even later on in the playoffs. These two teams faced off. Gladiators came out on top, but only by a score of 2 points. Do you think is there a way for Terror Squad to use this to their advantage?
Of course. They lost that game, but they know it's super close. It could go either way. A turnover, a couple extra points. That's all it is. They know they have a fairly decent shot at winning tonight's game, and it's great to have that. Just to have that prior game under your belts, knowing kind of what the other team runs on offense and on defense, and that's what makes this game so interesting. How any play could turn the game around, turn the result. During the season, it could have gone either way. 2 points is 2 points.
It's extra points.
It's not convincing. It's not a convincing win, and that's why it won't be a convincing win tonight. So.
We talked a little bit about the quarterbacks. Lebeau, tons of experience. Tam, none. But he brings something different to the table. We won't talk too much about Lebeau because we always talk about him, but for Tam Villedeth, this is a different situation. He's a guy who's more of a dual threat, running and passing. Do you think that's going to be a determining factor in this game?
If they want to win, yes. I think they have to keep Frank Lebeau and his offense off the field. So in order to do that, Darren, Tam is going to really have to use his feet, really going to have to not waste time, but take as much time possible off the clock to keep Lebeau and his offense off the field. Don't get me wrong. They did that last week against the Mercenaries, Darren, and Tam Villedeth almost, got it in the rear end. They had a chance to lose. They were up about 3 scores, whatever, and he killed the clock. He didn't score, and he very lackadaisical. I love that word, but they gave the Mercenaries a shot to win, and you don't want that in the finals. And you don't want Lebeau to have a chance to win on the last drive or two because he'll get it done.
He's shown it from time and time again. This team is clutch, the Gladiators. 100%. Give me some X factors. Let's start with the Gladiators.
X factors for tonight. Again, I'm not going to go with the quarterbacks. It's an easy decision to say Tam and Frank Lebeau, but I'm going to go for the Gladiators, Nick Guimier. This guy's a tough cover on offense. He's a center for the Gladiators. He's Frank Lebeau's go-to guy when times are tough. And times aren't tough all the time for this team. But he has a guy that can, run great routes, has fairly decent speed, but has great hands and great smarts. So that combination in itself is a clear X factor potential. So,
give me an X factor for Terror Squad.
100% of the viewers are going to think I'm about to say Pat Jerome, but I'm not. Pat Jerome is always an X factor. You can't stop him, you could limit him. Tonight's X factor, if they want to win, Darren, it's Corey Greenaway. He's a guy that is big, fast, strong, possesses great ability on defense, and to stop Frank LeBeau, you need a guy like that. And you need a guy just to make one play, just to give your team a chance, just with one play, a key interception, a key pass deflection, or a key fourth down stop. And Corey Greenaway will be that guy. I mean, he's just a staple on that defense. He's a great player.
Surprised you didn't go with your boy Matt Bashara there. Had 2 picks the last time they played. But maybe some residuals from the game that happened last week with the Dirty Birds. All right, this is it now. Time for the big prediction. Who you got and why?
You know what? Who do you got and why?
I'm a journalist. I'm not allowed to give this information, but I would probably go with the Gladiateurs. With their experience and everything, it's kind of hard to avoid picking them. It's the easy pick.
Well, you know what? I'm going to second that. I think the Gladiateurs are a better team, a more well-rounded team. And in FPF, you need an offense, a good offense to win a championship. And Gladiateurs have the best offense. They beat Flag Molissac, who beat them during the year. They beat Purple Haze, who beat them during the year. Frank LeBeau, 15 touchdowns, almost 500 yards in 2 games. Hard to stop that guy. I hope it's going to be close, but it has the potential to be a 2-3 score game here, Darren.
And definitely people have been talking all season that one conference was much stronger than the other, so we'll see if that plays out. But the last time they played, it was close. Hopefully this one will be too. That's it from us here. We're going to throw it to Mo Khan, who's going to handle the play-by-play commentary. We're going to throw it to Paul Lapierre, making his debut as a color analyst for Flag Plus Football. So we're going to throw it to those two next.
Welcome to the Div 2 final here at Brossard, Quebec. With me for his maiden voyage is Paul Lapierre. Paul, welcome to the broadcast. Gladiators on the ball, first possession. Frank LeBeau pumps, incomplete to Alex Lever. Your thoughts, your keys to this football game?
I would say it's really going to come down to the rush on both sides of the ball. LeBeau is going to try to buy some time. He likes to go for the short yardage. He's not going to make too many mistakes, so if you can get a good rush on him, maybe you can then make him throw a bad pass. Other side, Tam's going to use his legs, so the rush is really going to be important.
Of course, the Gladiators, a very powerhouse team, favorite to win this again, going deep. Completed touchdown for the Gladiators. Philippe Leduc with an easy touchdown.
Looked like Corey got caught sleeping there. He was in position, but just one step behind. Corey
Greenway, number 11 for the Terror Squad. And you look at this, though, Paul, with the Gladiators and how they run their offense. Very meticulous. Frank LeBeau using everyone on his squad.
Yes, definitely, and this is where it's going to come down to is these converts. They're very confident that they're able to complete these converts.
And Leduc is out of bounds, 1 foot inbounds. Now let's look at the Terror Squad here, Paul. Your keys to the Terror Squad if they're going to win this football game.
Terror Squad, they got to make sure they play mistake-free football because Gladiators, I feel they're going to score pretty much every drive. So they got to convert and make sure they don't make the mistakes that the Gladiators are hoping they're going to do.
Tam Villadath back in the victory over completed to Galdrac for the first down. And look at Tam Villadath had 91 yards 2 weeks ago against Nick Grodro's team in Top Guns. And again, will that be the key for him to run with the football and pass that football?
Well, I think he's gonna rely on his arm at first, and when he gets in trouble, that's when he wants to run. Mercenaries did a good job covering his guys, and that's when he started getting in trouble and he started running the ball.
Villadath looking left, pumps, goes deep, wide open Corey Greenwood for the touchdown. Bubbles, he is in for the 6 points. And it's 6-6 now. Terror Squad, Gladiators, looking at that grab by Corey Greenway, was that a blown coverage by the Gladiators?
I don't think so. I think the Gladiators, you're going to see them in a 3-2 most of the game. They're looking for you to make a mistake if they're going to give up something. So I think they sent 3 deep there. Safety had to choose, and he made the right choice.
Villadath, cross by to Patrom, deflagged just the goal line, no good. 6-6 here. Now, looking at this from the pregame perspective here, did you believe that this would be a high-scoring affair between the both football teams?
Oh, definitely. I would have. If you asked me at the beginning of the game, I would have said this game is definitely going to be in the high 40s. on both sides of the ball.
Possession number 2 here for the Gladiators, led by Frank LeBeau. Looking right, goes over the middle, right over to the snapper, number 13, Nicolas Guimier, who had a strong season for him. Do you think he could be an X factor for the Glads?
Definitely, because LeBeau is going to be looking for those short passes. That's his bread and butter right there, is those short 3 to 4 yard passes, and then let his receivers do the work.
Div 2 final here between the Gladiators against the Terror Squad. The winner will have the trophy that they'll hoist in about an hour's time here. LeBeau pumps right, goes deep again. Great catch by number 8, Philippe Leduc. Once again, a monster so far in this first half.
It looks like LeBeau is really trusting him. He's putting the ball up even though he was covered there, and he just made a spectacular play.
And we have not mentioned Charles Bergeron or Alex Lever, and it shows the testament of the depth that the Gladiators have on their team, though.
Definitely. LeBeau is going to throw it to whoever's open or whoever he trusts the most, and it seems like he trusts his whole squad to get the job done.
So far, Leduc has 2 catches today in this game early. LeBeau goes left, middle, right over to Grimier for the easy touchdown. What happened in that play there, Don and Paul?
Well, it looked like they're playing lanes, and he got Corey Greenway to bite on an in-out, and there you have it.
Well, again, it's an early 13-6 lead here, and by the looks of it, it will be a high-scoring affair between the two teams. Again, Tam Villiedeath, known for his running, then his passing here, getting ready for his second possession. Goes right to Cedric Gervais. Again, a big grab for Cedric, just shy of the first down, about an 8 or 9 yard gain.
The way I see this is they seem to be focused on Pat Jerome, so he should be having a big game if they're worried about him.
Second and short here for the Terror Squad. Just inches right here for the Terror Squad. Villiedeath going deep, wide open. Pat Jerome, easy touchdown in that play for the Terror Squad.
Well, it looks like they proved me wrong. I thought they were going to be focused on Pat Jerome, but they forgot about him on that play.
And that's the one thing you look at. You can't stop Pat Jerome. You can most likely contain him. What would you do if you are that defense? Would you play more cover 2-4-1 to go man-on-man, or would you go with a 2-3 zone?
I'd probably go with the 2-3 zone. Make Tam work for every yard he has to get. Those are bad. Those are killers when you just let him go over the top like that for an easy touchdown.
Villiedeath sacked on the extra point by Charles Bergeron. It is 13-12 here for the Gladiators early in the first half of this Div 2 final between the two teams here. On paper, though, going into this playoff series, many thought that the Gladiators or the team from the East Division would win this title here, but so far it's been a close affair, Paul.
Yes, definitely, and I think the main factor for that was there was a lot of other teams that were strong in that East Division, so not a lot of people probably picked the Gladiators to be in the finals, so that's probably why we're going to see a much more contested game.
Lever with a short yardage catch on that play, and that's the thing you look about with Frank LeBeau is that he will use all of his receivers, but he'll go short most of the time to set up the deep pass.
Exactly, that's what he's looking for. He'll be patient. If you're going to be playing a 2-3, he's just going to take that underneath until you switch your defense.
Lever goes left, quick pass out to Simon Raymond for a short gain again, and again he's going with that short pass, taking what's given to him.
Oh, it's not hard when you got 4 downs to get 10 yards. These 4 or 5 yard gains, they're very effective.
And so far, he has hit 4 different receivers in this game, whereas Tam Villiedeath has hit only 2 receivers, 3, with Corey Greenway. So right now, both quarterbacks spreading the football in this first half. LeBeau fakes the handoff. He's going to run, gets around the rush. He's got 5. He's got 10 yards on the play, more than enough for a first down. And Frank LeBeau showing off his wheels. Yeah,
definitely. And that looked like a designed run from up here. I'm not sure if he had another option, if he was looking for somebody to pass to, but it seemed like he took it and ran with that right away.
New set downs here for the Gladiators as they look to go 3 for 3 on their the first 3 series on offense here in the opening half of the Div 2 finals between the two teams. And Frank LeBeau has been on point up till now. LeBeau looks left, goes over the middle to Greenway, and tipped away by number 18, Jasmine Riosa, with that big play. Jasmine Ryu, pardon me.
See, that was one of the opportunities for Terra Squad to maybe make a play and get a turnover. He was forcing that one into coverage, which you won't see too often from LeBeau.
Second down, a rare second down here for the Gladiators. LeBeau goes middle, right to Guimier again, and a short gain tackle by Joe Duclair. Are we going to see more of a 4-1 look here from the Terra Squad against the short passes of the Gladiators?
I would think so. I would hope for them to start playing a little bit more 4-1, maybe a little bit more man-to-man. But you got to be careful. If you start going man-to-man, then that's when he's going to try to attack you with this overload that you see right here.
A trips right to Francois LeBeau's right-hand side. Goes to the right. Quick pass out to Alex Lever. Incomplete. And his second incompletion of the game so far for Alex Lever.
Well, that was a tough one for Lever, but he put it where he can catch it and no one else had a chance to it. So another safe pass for LeBeau.
LeBeau so far 2 incompletions. He has hit 4 different receivers, 2 TDs. They're up 13-12. Driving again, very close to the red zone. Once more here, going with the base look in this first half. Croy Greenway, number 11, playing a middle linebacker. Pat Jerome playing the slot right now. LeBeau pumps. Incomplete again, and a rare situation here that he does not connect again.
Well, that's interesting. That was a 4th and short, and they went to man-to-man, Terra Squad did there, and it seemed to be quite effective. As long as they can get a decent rush and he can't buy that extra time, that should be good for them.
And could this be the hammer that the Terra Squad is looking for to get back that lead?
Possibly, but it's too early in the game to call that right now.
Greenway gets a short pass for about 3 or 4 yards on that play. Tam Villedeath, is that going to be key for him, is to buy time with his legs to find the open man?
I think for Tam, he's got to take what they give him. Gladiators aren't going to really change their defense. They're going to be playing a 3-2 basically the whole game. They're going to play that bend, don't break style. So he's got to be decisive with his passes and hit the open guy.
Second down now and about 6 or 7 yards base formation, and he's got Greenway motioning in right now. Quick pass out to Greenway, makes one move, spins around, and he'll get about a few yards on that play. Surprise on that play call by Tam.
A little, because they are playing that 3-2 all the time. Maybe he's not seeing it right now. There is some openings for easy 5-yard hooks, but maybe he's giving them something to think about, so maybe they changed their defense. If Corey had broken that open, maybe they would have been a little bit more worried about it.
So far, Villedeath has no incompletions yet. Goes out to Pat Jerome, a beautiful out route, first down and more, and a great route run by Pat Jerome.
Definitely. That right there, that just shows that speed kills. You have no choice but to respect Pat Jerome's speed, so you're going to give him, you have to give him something. So they gave him the out on that one, and Tam took it right away.
And so far, right now, Paul, we're seeing Terra Squad really match pass for pass right now with Tam Villedeath playing a flawless game so far in this first half.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a different formation.
Greenway in the backfield, fake handoff, Villedeath. Great job by Bergeron to cut the lane off. Quick pass out through the hands of number 16, Maxim Patterson, and a first incompletion here for Tam Villedeath.
That was a tough one. Patterson had that one. He just thought about heading upfield before he secured that catch.
You surprised, though, that we've yet to see Tam run with the ball, or is that a part of the Gladiator game plan to really limit him with any chance to run with the football?
I think Bergeron does a good job of keeping the quarterback in front of him. So you're going to see a little bit more of this. Like you asked me a couple plays before, and you see it didn't work the first time, but now all of a sudden it's working. So it could be interesting to see how many more times they go with this Wildcat offense.
It seemed like the Red Sea parted open for Corey Greenway to get that first down now. And again, now the Terra Squad inching ever so close here, Paul, on getting another 6 points and another first down, need I say. Tam, Villadeth looks right, pumps, goes short, incomplete to Pat Jerome. It will be, again, now with this situation here, you're close enough to the first down. If you're Tam Villadeth, what do you do? Do you want to go for that first down or go for the juggler on this play?
Well, it depends on how the Gladiators are going to play this. Normally close to the red zone, I would see them playing lanes. I could see Tam trying to run now after that incomplete pass. He wasn't able to run the last play because Corey had ran the play before.
Villadeth pumps left, goes middle, over the top, incomplete, intended for Pat Jerome. Great play by Nicolas Grimier, and a big stop here for the Gladiators.
That was a huge stop, and I would have thought that Tam would actually try to use his legs on that one and pick up the first down running, but he went to his go-to guy, and Jerome just couldn't come up with the play.
Pat Jerome, his go-to man so far today. 2 catches, 32 yards, 1 TD up till now, and the Glads start deep in their territory. LeBeau pumps right, goes out to Guimier again, and another gain just shy of the rush mark, tackled by Joe Duclair.
It looks like Terror Squad's giving those quick slants to LeBeau's center, so it should be interesting to see if they keep up this defense or if they'll switch it up.
And so far today, Grimier has 4 catches up till now. Quick pass out, 1 miss, and a great catch by Marc-André LeBeau with a short gain and a first down.
Oh, there's another example of LeBeau just being patient and taking what's given to him.
And now with Corey Green calling the defense here, maybe a 4-1 look as we approach this play. LeBeau pumps, going deep to Bergeron, overthrown, incomplete pass.
You're right on that one, Mo. They definitely were in a 4-1 corner lock. What happens on a corner lock is you'll see if the wide receiver ends up going on a fly, that corner has that responsibility of staying with them. Makes for a tough throw.
2nd down and 10 here. Frank LeBeau going with a no-huddle look here. Do you think he wants to rush this now to make this a high-scoring pace here for the Gladiators?
I think he's just trying to catch Terror Squad off guard. If they're calling a different defense here and there, maybe by the no-huddle, they're going to have to stick in the same defense, which is going to make his reads a lot easier.
And a great play by Corey Greenway with a pass deflection intended for Marc-André LeBeau. And on that play, it looked like there was over-the-top coverage, which made that throw difficult.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It was seemed like he was throwing it where his receiver can get it, and Corey made a great play knocking that down.
13-12 here through the first half of this game. LeBeau going right down the sidelines to all-reliable number 8 Philippe Leduc with another big catch and a first down.
And this is something that you don't see too often by LeBeau. He's using a trips, and he was trying to hit the mid-range game. He hit him for a 15-yard gain, and very effective play.
And that's the thing, though. Do you think he will go to a trips look more often now, seeing that the base formation has not been as effective so far?
I think he's going to switch it up. He's going to really make Terror Squad worry about his full arsenal of plays.
As the inch ever close to the red zone now for the Gladiators, looking to go up by at least 7 points. Quick pass out to Matt Bouchard, spin move, and he is deflagged at the 1-yard line. That will be just shy of the first down here, but it will be inside red zone, though.
Yeah, once again, he saw that they were dropping in zone, hit Bashir on that quick hook, and look for his money play right here, which is either one of his slots are going to go back of the end zone across with everybody else hooking. It's one of his plays that he likes to use here.
LeBeau rolls left, pumps. No one open, avoids the rush. Going across again, buys himself time. Wide open for Bergeron, back in the end zone. Touchdown. It is now 19-12.
Initial coverage was great by Terror Squad, but this is what I was telling you before the game started. It's all going to come down to that rush. If LeBeau's able to buy extra time, it's going to be a long day for Terror Squad.
And now up by a score of 19-12 here, going for the extra points and potentially go up by 8. You can sort of see, though, the Terror Squad, Pat Jerome and Corey Greenway, both looking fatigued right now in this first half. LeBeau hands it off to Marc-Andre Lebeau avoids the rush, but he is deflagged, and that'll be the end of the PAT attempt. The attempt in the T, but again, it is what it is. Now looking at this with the Terror Squad and their drive here, what does Tam have to do? Does he have to use his other weapons besides Pat Jerome and Cedric Gervais so far?
Yes, definitely. I think he has to use his full squad. They're going to leave somebody open. Like I said, they're worried about Pat Jerome's speed. So you got to hit those hooks. I would send Pat Jerome on a post or a fly and have everybody else hook, and somebody's got to be open.
Tam Villadath will run. A flag is thrown, though. That might be illegal motion, it looks like, or illegal pick here.
I think it was interference on the rusher by Corey Greenway. I think there was a little bit of confusion on the play call.
It's very tough, though, when you look at it because, again, the rusher has the right of way when they announce it. But in that case, though, if you were to run that play, would you tell Corey Greenway to stop at a certain point and not continue moving horizontally along the line of scrimmage?
Well, it's almost like when you set a pick in basketball. The guy with the ball has to wait for that pick to be set before he starts to move. It seemed like Tam decided to move left before Corey actually was able to get away from the rusher.
Great catch by Pat Jerome with two guys on top and bottom of him. Enough for the first down here, and Terror Squad will prolong this drive.
I think that's one thing that Gladiators really don't have an answer for. With Jerome's height and athletic ability, if he just throws it up to him, there's no one on the Gladiators side that's able to get up there with him.
So far, 3 catches, and according to our estimation, over 40 yards receiving today. Pat Jerome well on his way to hitting the 100-yard mark. Tam Villadath pumps, rolls out to his right. He's going to run. Villadath makes one move, gets around 3 defenders, and he will be just shy of the first down. That's the thing you look at Tam Villadath with his legs ever so dangerous.
Definitely. Bergeron actually looked like he was keeping him in front of there, and he just missed his flag at the last second. But should be interesting to see if this fatigue actually affects Bergeron with his rushing.
And you can see he has his hands on his hips, on his love handles right now, so he's definitely feeling it. And also, when you look at it in this Brossard Dome, as great as it is, it's also very hot in here, which could definitely be a factor as we hit the second half.
Yeah, well, it's an indoor facility. It's not like a dome where you get that cool breeze that kind of hits in, so it's definitely a little warmer in here.
19-12, Gladiators up on the Terror Squad. 7-point lead here. Tam Villadath waiting for Corey Greenway to get back in position here. Second down and short, about 3 or 4 yards from the first down marker. Villadath looks right. Goes to Pat Jerome on a quick slant in, and that could be enough for just short of the first down.
I believe they picked up the first down with that, but that's still the defense that you're going to see from the Gladiators. They're playing a bend don't break defense, and they're gonna wait for Tam to get into that red zone, and then if he's not able to run once he's in the red zone, then it makes his life a lot harder.
And again, Tam Villadath so far today, 3 incompletions. He's hit 3 different receivers. Pat Jerome, his favorite target, who has 4 catches. Villadath going left. Makes one move, and he is deflagged by Alex Lever just outside the goal line, but inside the red zone now. So that takes away that running option for him, though.
Exactly. And I think that's what the Gladiators want right now, is they want to get him in this situation where they know he's going to have to pass the ball. I'm real curious to see what kind of defense they're going to play. I believe they'll probably just line up in lanes.
Now, if you are Tam Villadath in the Terror Squad, what do you have lined up? Is it quick slants in? Is it a play in the back of the end zone, or a hook in front of the goal line, in front of the goal post?
I would definitely have Corey and Pat Jerome going back of the end zones across, with the other 2 slanting out.
A quick pass in, and a great deflag intended. It looks like he will be stopped at the 1-yard line. The snapper for the Terror Squad, Maxime Patterson, and again, a great job by the Glads on that play.
That was a great play. It was a big third down here, and real curious to see what they're going to have in store.
Villadath almost bobbles it, gets it off, intercepted by Nicholas Greenway. That play looked like it was doomed from the get-go, Paul.
It really did. I think Tam actually bobbled the snap at first. I think he wanted to go back to his center on that quick hook again. Wasn't able to handle the ball, and then he just forced one up. And like I said, this is the Gladiators type of defense they want to play. Bend, don't break, and let you make a mistake eventually.
And could this be the hammer that the Gladiators are looking for to potentially go up by 2 scores here? Well past the halfway point of the first half, 19-12 for the Glads.
Definitely. If they score here, it could be trouble for Terror Squad.
LeBeau looking right. Going way high to Leduc, makes one move, gets the flag by Corey Greenway, and you can see the frustration slowly building up here with the Terror Squad. Not happy about that last series, though.
No, definitely, and that's the last thing the defense can do is to start thinking about the what if or should have with the offensive series that just passed. They gotta get to the next series and get a stop here to help their team out.
And right now, as Frank LeBeau meticulously moves the ball down the field with his Glads offense, LeBeau over a great seam pass to Marc-Andre LeBeau for the touchdown. It is now 25-12.
That was a very pretty pass by LeBeau. He put that right on the money. They had no chance on that one.
LeBeau to LeBeau here, and it was a fantastic play. 15-yard TD here for Marc-Andre LeBeau, second catch of the game. Now you're up 25-12. Would you consider going for 2 to make this almost a full 2-score lead, though?
I wouldn't say so. I would honestly stick with the 1-point converts. That's what LeBeau is strong at, is hitting those 4 to 5 yard gains. So I would stick with the 1-point convert, put the pressure on them to have to score.
LeBeau. Incomplete, intended for Marc-Andre LeBeau, deflected by Joe Duclair. Now, if you're Tam Villideath, what do you tell the offense in the huddle? We're going to go one play at a time and not try to go for the juggler?
I would say yes. He has to show leadership here. He has to keep the rest of his team calm. I think the main thing that helped out Terror Squad is the Gladiators scored a little too quick, which actually gave them a bit of time here to get a score before the half. And
the Terror Squad will have the ball to start off the second half here, so it is like a 2-for-1 possession here, where if they score now, they could get the ball back down by a score.
Exactly.
Villideath goes right again to Pat Jerome. Same play again. An easy 14-yard gain for the first down.
Once again, it's tough to cover Jerome in those intermediate passes because you're so worried about him just running by you. I was actually a little surprised. Tam had his center wide open right off the bat, but he patiently waited for Jerome to get open on that out.
Maxime Patterson, number 16, the snapper for the Terror Squad, has no catch so far today. Only 3 guys. Are you surprised by that only 3 guys have catches compared to the Glads, who have 6 different receivers who've caught balls?
Not at all. That's exactly what I expected from Terror Squad and the Gladiators.
And Pat Jerome just went up the ladder. Great rollout to the left, and Tam Villideath threw that ball. What happened to that play?
On that play, that's Pat Jerome just showing his athleticism. This is the reason why he's he's definitely in the top 5 receivers of Flag Plus. So when you have a guy like that, you have trust, and you throw it up and let him go get it.
And right now he is well on his way for 100 yards receiving and 6 catches so far. It is now 25-18. We talked about that 2-for-1 possession here. How important is it, whether or not they score on this extra point here, that they stop them on the Gladiators' ensuing drive?
It's very important for them to stop them on the ensuing drive, and that is a big 2-point convert right there.
And now it is a 25-20 lead, and this is a huge drive here for the Terror Squad, Paul. And again, it is important, but what do they have to do now? Do they want to go man-to-man and be aggressive with their defensive looks?
Well, here you definitely don't want to give up a cheap touchdown. So you want to make sure the defense knows what they're doing, and you want to give them the short and make sure you make the tackle as soon as they make the catch.
And right now they're going with a prevent look here as we're inside 5 plays. Maybe a double rush. Yes, it will be a double rush. LeBeau to Grenier, and he will be tackled by Corey Greenway.
That was dirty.
And that's it for the first half here. So at the end of 25-20 here, Paul, a close affair. And it looks like the Gladiators the Terror Squad won the last 5 minutes. They'll get the ball to start off the second half here. What adjustments would they make going into the second half?
I think the only adjustment they really have to make is to make the Gladiators work for their scores, but at the same time, letting them have that quick score actually allowed them to come back and score before the half, where if they had maybe played it safer, they would have ran out of time there, and they wouldn't have had enough plays to get that touchdown.
And just looking at some quick first half stats here, Again, the hot man for the Terror Squad, Pat Jerome, 6 catches, 2 TDs. Whereas for the Gladiators, you look at Philippe Leduc, 4 catches, 1 TD, and he's been the go-to guy for the Gladiators. Do you expect them to continue on going to Leduc or maybe some other guys on that roster?
Well, that's the one thing that I would say that I think Leduc is possibly LeBeau's seeing a mismatch, and that might be Terror Squad's weakest defender on him. And if you asked me before if Terror Squad should stay in the same defense, maybe I would decide to put somebody else covering Leduc.
Tampa Bay so far have been quiet with the run. He has not run the ball as often. Corey Greenway has more rushing attempts so far than Tampa Bay. Do you expect him to have a bigger role with running with his legs?
No, I really don't. I believe that they're giving him a lot of openings for the passes, so I don't see why he wouldn't just take those passes. If he starts to get in trouble, then you can maybe see him run some more. So Bergeron is doing a great job at rushing Tam. So I would say you may see Corey run a couple more times, but I don't expect Tam to run for too much.
And after one half is 25-20 for the Gladiators. So far, again, you look at some of the stats here, no turnovers of dramatic consequence for both teams here. The Glads did turn over the ball, but they did get the ball back deep in their territory, so that canceled the turnover ratio out. But going to the second half here, do you think that a turnover could be the difference given how close the score is?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, now Terror Squad's starting with the ball, so this drive is a big key drive for them. If you could see a turnover early in the game, that could probably decide how the game's going to play out.
And don't forget, after this Div 2 final, we have the Div 1 final between the defending champion, Montreal's Finest, against the challengers, the Rainmakers, in a rematch with the spring season 2012 finals, in which the Finest did win, which we'll definitely break down after this football game here in this Div 2 final. So, Terror Squad will start off the second half with the football, an opportunity to go up in this game by at least 1 point, if not more. Tam Villadeth in the first half, 4 incompletions. However, he's thrown to 3 receivers who've connected with him so far. Pat Jerome, the hot man. Tam rolls out to his right. Goes to Pat Jerome again, and a 6 or 7 yard gain on that play.
Yeah, like I said, they're giving those underneath passes. Gladiators are not going to change their defense. They're gonna stick with that 3-2 defense, and they're going to wait for Tam to make a mistake.
Pat Jerome so far has 7 catches today and has been the go-to man for Tam Villadeth. 25-20 here for the Glads. Villadeth gets it, rolls to his left. Pumps, he's going to run, spin move. He is open. Another spin move. Great tackle by Matt Bichard. Enough for the first down here. And again, his legs are going to be that lethal weapon for him, though.
Yeah, I agree that that is another part of Tam's game. Even though they're not really changing their defense, the Gladiators are. Tam can definitely do some damage if he's running, and maybe, like I said in the first half, Bergeron's getting a little tired, chasing him around. That fatigue might be coming into a factor now.
We'll have to see in the last 5 minutes where it definitely matters most if this game is close right now. A bunch formation to Tam Villadeth's right. Tam Villadeth rolls to his right. He is sacked by Charles Bergeron. Not on that play, though, Paul.
No, it seemed like he got his second win on that rush. That was a hell of a rush by Bergeron right there.
Bergeron, first sack of the game in this matchup here. Very rare to sack Tam Villadeth, but on that play, though, would you give that more to a coverage sack or him being able to really fluster Tam Villadeth?
I'd give that one solely on the rush, because there were guys open. I think Tam was looking to roll out one way or another and get him to bite on that before throwing the ball. He's got to focus on sitting in that pocket and just hit who's open.
Corey Greenway in the backfield gets the handoff. And again, a wide open field, and he's going to run for yards. Greenway makes one move, and he is the flag just outside the goal line. What happened on that play? Was that a breakdown of defense?
It's a bit of a breakdown on defense. At the same time, when you have somebody athletic as Corey Greenway, getting him the ball and having him run like that is always a good option. So you can see that at first we thought maybe we'd only see it once or twice, but it looks like he's going to this play more and more often.
And Terror Squad inching ever so close for another 6 points here as they're inside the red zone. Villadeth rolls to his right, stops, makes one move. He has all day now waiting, buying more time. He's got an open man touchdown, number 81. Kevin Bernchaz with the touchdown.
We got a flag on the play. I'm not sure who that's going against.
We'll find out from the referee what the call is right now.
That was a great job by Tam buying time and being really patient, not forcing anything, waiting for his receivers to get open.
And it looks like this will count. And you can see the satisfied faces of the Terror Squad.
And now they're going from two points from the 5, so this could be a real big convert right here.
Greenway in the backfield again. Fake handoff. Shovel pass. Greenway makes the spin move. Deflagged. No good. 26-25 here, and this is the first lead for the Terror Squad. And that was a very well done drive by Tam Vilideath and the Terror Squad.
I agree with you, Mo. That was a great drive, and that's the way you got to start the half when you're down. Should be a very interesting game from this point on.
This might be the first closest game that we have so far, and right now it is a 1-point lead here for the Terror Squad. Frank LeBeau and his first series of the second half. Quick pass out to Matt Bashar, makes a spin move, tackle by number 18, Jasim Rigorora for the tackle. Just my apologies, Ryu. My apologies. I can't even read my own handwriting here. I wrote Rigorora, but it's Ryu.
All right, I wasn't sure there, but
yeah.
I was wondering who they got on their roster.
Yeah, I got to have better penmanship here. Bashar again with a quick catch and a quick tackle by Ryu one more time.
This could be interesting for next season if they ever decide to change this to 3-down football, because when you can throw those 3-4 yard hooks, they're real hard to defend. You throw 4 of them in a row, you're going to get a first.
And that's the one thing you look at. Do you feel as you get into the higher divisions that 3-down football is the best? Intercepted by number 21 for Terror Squad, Sebastian Deschamps. Great pick. Could this be the hammer that they've been looking for?
This definitely can. That was a great rush on LeBeau. Forced them to throw a pass I'm sure he's going to want to take back. Unfortunately, he won't be able to, so this should be real interesting to see if they're going to try to push this to a 9-point game or they're just going to go for the 1 point.
And this looked like he went crossbody, and the cardinal rule as a quarterback, you never throw against the grain, and it seemed like he went against the grain on that throw.
He definitely did, and he was so frustrated about it that he ended up picking up a silly penalty right afterwards. He must have got mouthy with the ref.
And you can look at, if you see Frank LeBeau right now, Paul, on the sidelines, he is not happy right now. You can see that the team demeanor, they look frustrated. They don't look like themselves in this football game.
Well, that's usually the teams they're playing against look like the teams that are frustrated, and they just keep a calm head and go with their business. But if you're able to get a good rush on LeBeau and he makes a mistake like that, it changes their game plan, you know?
Well, this is a huge convert here. Essentially, this could become a 2-score lead with what they're doing right now. 32-25 here. 2-point convert up on the line. If they do get this, they're up by 9.
Yeah, it's a very big convert for them.
Vilideath, buying time, going to the corner of the end zone, batted away by Alex Lever. So it's a 7-point lead here, and the frustration on Frank LeBeau's face still is bitter about that play, though.
Yeah, he's still bitter, but I think he's more bitter that he took that silly penalty and he's not able to come in and throw the ball for these next 2 plays. I think that's what's going to hurt the Gladiators a little bit more right now. Should be interesting to see what they call here.
Frank LeBeau had a monster year this season for the Gladiators. Right now, down by 7. However, off for 3 plays as Marc-Andre LeBeau takes over at quarterback. LeBeau out to Matt Bashar, catches it, and there is a flag on the play, tackled by Corey Greenway.
Yeah, there is a flag on the play. I don't know if the ref just dropped his flag on that one. But once again, I guess he learns from it looks like there was a holding call, but it looks like LeBeau learns from his brother, and he's going to take that short game just like he was doing.
And you wonder, can Frank LeBeau take a deep breath now and get himself refocused for this last part of this football half?
If the Gladiators want to win this game, they better hope so.
LeBeau rolls to his right. Quick pass to Guimier, incomplete. Great play by Corey Greenway.
It was a great play by Corey. He's another great defender. I believe he made the All-Star game for defender, and He may have won actually Defensive Player of the
I
Year.
believe he did.
Too.
Yes, I think he did.
And you can see why he did.
And that's the one thing to look at now. Frank LeBeau back in the game now, and well, look, they're out of the end zone. That's the good news here. But the bad news is they're still down by 7 points in the second half.
There's still a lot of football to be played. It'll be really interesting to see how this goes.
LeBeau, beautiful move, avoids the rush, makes a spin move, gets tackled by Greenway, 6-yard gain, but a gorgeous spin move by Frank LeBeau.
That was a very nice spin move by LeBeau. Very hard to get his flags. That's why that rush has got to be disciplined and make sure he stays in front of him. I think he tried to gamble and get that sack, where he maybe could have just forced him to throw another bad pass.
32-25 here, and it seems like Frank LeBeau has taken a deep breath and got himself refocused. LeBeau goes to the right, quick slant into Leduc, tackled by Joe Duclair. Another flag coming in here, and we're seeing more flags in this half than we did all the first half.
Definitely. It's getting real chippy out here.
And you wonder what the call will be, and right now it looks like it is against the Terror Squad, pardon me. So they'll get more real estate to work with here, holding on the Terror Squad, and Frank LeBeau will get a shorter field to work with.
Oh, it looks like Terror Squad's starting to play a little tighter defense, maybe a little too tight.
Trips right to LeBeau, gets it. Goes over the middle to Marc-Andre LeBeau, catches it, tackled by Pat Jerome, and it'll be enough, it looks like, for a first down.
Yeah, it looks like that Trips is starting to confuse Terror Squad's defense. He had several guys open on that play.
Ever inching so close, and you mentioned it before that extra points will be key. And so far, the Terror Squad have hit their extra points, and it could come down to extra points again if this game is very close.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Those converts they're the game changer.
LeBeau looks to his left, pumps, waits, goes to the corner of the end zone. Big battle, incomplete, intended for Charles Bergeron. Second down.
I think Bergeron did a great play just to break that up. That could have been another interception right there.
Sebastien Deschamps having a very active game so far today. 1 INT, a pick 6, and a big pass deflection in the end zone here to keep it a 7-point lead as the Gladiators sniffing the end zone ever so close.
I would have expected to mention Bergeron's name a little bit more on offense. He's doing a great job covering him.
LeBeau, pump. Intercepted by Pat Jerome. Second INT. Turn of events once more. Never would have thought about that, though.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I never would have thought about that an INT would have happened like that.
No, I agree with you. I don't see how what he saw on that play. It's very uncharacteristic of LeBeau to force something like that, especially towards Pat Jerome's side. He knows what kind of athlete he is.
Villadeth looking to the right. Goes out to Pat Jerome again. Jerome makes one move. Makes two moves. Jerome going to the sidelines now. Gets tackled by Bergeron. And a huge gain in the first down.
It looks like he's enjoying the limelight here, and he's putting on a show for us.
8 catches so far today for Pat Jerome. And he is definitely, from the stats that I've accumulated, close enough to 100 yards with the official stats after the game, though. But definitely early nominations for MVP. Who knows?
It's possible. It's tough to win MVP over a quarterback, but the way this game's been going and Jerome being that dominant force as a receiver, anything can happen. 2
TDs, 1 INT so far on defense. Villadeth runs. Gets about 4 or 5 yards on that play. And again, Tam Villadeth with the lead, controlling the tempo with his arm and his legs.
This is where, with Terror Squad having the lead, Tam just got to be real careful with the ball, make sure he's not forcing anything, take what they give him, and just keep on letting that clock roll.
Villadeth, quick pass out to the snapper, caught by number 16, Maxime Patterson, and that's the first time he's gone to someone else not named Pat Jerome in a while.
Yes, it has, and Patterson has been open for quite a bit of the game, so it was nice to see him actually get one.
32-25 here for the Terror Squad, looking to potentially go up by 2 scores and make this a long mountain to climb here for the Gladiators. And looking at Frank LeBeau on the sidelines, not happy right now. Villadeth waits, throws it up, incomplete, intended for Cedric Gervais. Do not get it, though.
That was another good rush by Bergeron and an even smarter play by Tam to just throw that away, make sure not to take the sack, keep it in third and manageable.
Fifth incompletion here for Tam Villidath. Frank LeBeau, 5 incompletions himself. And so far, you have to give full credit to Tam Villidath, who's played a very flawless football game.
Definitely. And here we have Corey with the ball again.
Greenway all day. He's going to run, spin, and he is in for the touchdown.
And that could be the backbreaker right there. They have not had an answer for Corey on that handoff play.
38-25 here, a 13-point lead, a 2-score lead here. And now, if you're Tam Villidath, do you want to go for the 2-point convert or go for the 1-point convert to make it essentially a 14-point lead here?
I would have confidence right now. Go for 1, make it a 14-point game, and then have Gladiators have to come all the way back from a 14-point deficit.
A very big critical point here for the Terror Squad. Villidath goes left, batted it away by Alex Lever. So 38-25 here. Do you expect Frank LeBeau to change the philosophy of his offense, maybe go a little bit deeper now than before?
I would say so. Yes, if he wants a chance to get back in this game, they are going to have to score quick. At the same time, you don't want to force anything and turn over the ball and give your team no chance. So it should be interesting to see what he's calling out here.
LeBeau, quick pass out to Guimier, and again incomplete, but another flag. That is the 4th or 5th flag of this half, Paul.
Yeah, that one seems a little unfortunate. I'm not sure exactly what the Terror Squad did wrong on that play.
And it is a hold on Terror Squad here, and that ball will move up by a few yards here, and that's what the Glads need, is to move the football up by a few yards here. LeBeau looks to his left. Ball's in the air, and a double catcher, and caught by number 13 for the Gladiators. And we'll see what happens here.
There's another flag on that. I think they're going to call holding on Terror Squad again. Heads up play by
Nicolas Grimier with the catch.
To keep that alive.
38-25 here. LeBeau looking to his right. Incomplete, intended for Marc-Andre LeBeau. And again, they can ill afford to have any incompletions at this point, though.
Definitely. The time is ticking for them, and they got to get this get a score as quick as they can.
LeBeau looking to his left. Pumps. He's going deep. Bergeron open. Touchdown, Charles Bergeron. It is now a 38-31 lead here for the Terror Squad. This game's not over yet, Paul.
Not at all. Bergeron did a great hook and go on that play, and he got that corner to bite on him. Way to get his team back in the game here.
38-31 here, going for the 1-point convert to make it a 6-point lead here. A big point for the Glads. Rolling to his left. LeBeau pumps, waits, goes over the middle, through the hands, intercepted by Ryu, and that will kill off any opportunity on the extra point. 7-point lead here. Now, if you're the Terror Squad, do you go conservative with your offense and really try to milk the clock?
Honestly, I wouldn't want to go too conservative. Usually when you do that, it ends up biting you in the rear. You want to still have that mentality of scoring. If you score, the game's out of reach anyway. So I would say, yes, you want to use up the clock, but at the same time, you want to be sure that you're still moving the chains.
38-31 here. Villidath goes, pumps right. He is going deep. Pat Jerome open. Easy catch. And he is tackled by Matt Bishara. A 25-yard gain and a first down.
And that's a great play call by Tam. Knowing that Gladiators know that they're going to have to start playing a tighter defense and take some chances. That's the way to get some yards on first down right there.
And we see the president of Campana bringing down the D2 trophy in front of us right now, getting ready to present that very soon here. And it could go to the Terror Squad, who are up by 7 points here late in the second half. And again, a big grab by Pat Jerome. Villidath running, pumps. He's going to run, tackled by Bergeron. Will that be a sack? We'll find out the measurement, though.
It looked like he maybe gained a yard, which is probably more beneficiary for the Gladiators. Now Tam won't be able to run the next play.
And also for a stat line, right? Doesn't get the lost sack yards. When the game is over, we will definitely have a quick wrap-up as well for the post-game show and do the trophy presentation as well. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget the Div 1 final between the Montreal Finest against the Rainmakers. Trips right to Villiers. Tam, looking to the right side. Incomplete. Intended for Corey Greenway. Great defense, though.
Yeah, that was good defense. I'm surprised I didn't see a flag on that one. The way they've been calling the game on the other side of the ball, that could easily got a flag.
Now, if this is Paul Lapierre in this position here, would he be tripping at the referees to get that flag going your way?
Well, in the situation that Tam's in right now, probably not. I'll keep the refs on my side and just live to see another down.
And again, Tam Villiers going with Corey Greenway as a running back. Option read to Greenway. Quick pass to Cedric Gervais. An easy touchdown, 44-31. Great play call by the Terror Squad.
Definitely, and Corey really was patient on that. Pushed it right to the line of scrimmage to really make the defenders decide if he was going to run or not. And as you can see, he had a receiver wide open in the corner of the end zone.
Cedric Gervais showing a lot of emotion right now, up 44-31 here, 13-point lead. And again, it goes back to the extra point attempt and whether or not they can complete this one here. And they are going for one, I believe. So this could definitely make this a 14-point lead if they convert. Villiers has all day waiting. Going to the corner again. Tipped by Frank LeBeau. Now, what do you do if you're the Glads in this scenario down by 2 scores?
I would love to know how much time's left in this game, but Gladiators definitely have to score within 2 or 3 plays if they ought to have any chance of coming back in this game.
Do you believe Frank LeBeau will go deep within the first 2 plays of this series, if not first 3 plays of this series?
I would see maybe about a 10-yard hook, 15-yard hook.
LeBeau with a fantastic grab and a 40-yard touchdown, and lo and behold here, Paul, is now back to being a 1-score lead.
Yeah, it looks like Rob can't put that plaque on the trophy just yet. It should be real interesting to see what Terror Squad has in store for their next drive. But that was a nice pass right up the seam, and a little unfortunate on Terror Squad's side. He had 2 defenders that both undercut that one.
And you look at it now, that INT, the pick 6 by Sebastian Deschamps, is essentially the difference with this game being a 7-point lead compared to being a tied football game right now.
Yeah, exactly. And Tam got lucky with his mistake in the first half by scoring just before the half. And now it's going to be up to the Gladiators' defense to get them back the ball if they want any chance of winning this game.
A big play coming up here for the Glads. LeBeau looks to his left, pumps, waits, goes over the middle. Alex Lever with an extra point attempt. We have a ball game here, down by 6.
We definitely do, and that was a lot of patience by LeBeau. He was looking for that in-out in front of the end zone. Wasn't there. Pulled it back and hit Lever in the middle of the end zone wide open. That was a really nice play.
Now, what do you expect from the Glads defense? Do you believe that they will be aggressive and try to contain Pat Jerome with some over-the-top defensive coverage?
I would say that they don't want to get too aggressive because they got burnt on it the last series. But at the same time, if I was Terror Squad, I would go back to that Wildcat / formation where Greenway's in the backfield because they haven't had an answer for it all game.
Jerome, a 7 or 8 yard hook catch right now. And the clock is still running on the Gladiators right now, the ally of the Terror Squad, but the enemy for the Glads in this game here. And again, Pat Jerome having a big game so far. 10 catches by my count right now. 10 catches, which could be a D2 championship record in the FPF.
It's very possible. I'm not surprised at all. Actually, I'm a little surprised maybe with the amount of receptions, just because usually Pat Jerome gets his yardage in chunks. But it shows that they probably had a game plan, and they're willing to take what the Gladiators' defense is giving them.
And they're again going with the Wildcat look, as you pointed out before.
Exactly.
Let's see if it's successful this time. Villiers. Option, he keeps it. Makes one move, gets around, but it is a sack, though. Nicholas Grimier with the sack on Tam Villiers.
We're going to have a nice, interesting 3rd down here.
And if they don't hit it, if the Terror Squad doesn't hit it, do they want to punt the ball away, or will they go for it on 4th down?
I'd be surprised for them to go for it unless it was maybe 4th and 1. should be interesting to see what they got in store for this third down right here.
Big play coming up here for the Terror Squad. Billy Death pumps, and he is sacked by Bergeron. A huge play now. What do you do if you are the Terror Squad?
You punt that ball, and you hope your defense is able to bend and not break and not let the Gladiators get a quick score at the end of this.
And Pat Jerome is questioning a decision by the referee right now, trying to figure out what is the call. But right now it is going back, and I think it's a time issue as we speak. But right now the Glads are going to get the football back here, down by 6. Paul, quite the turn of events as we spoke about.
Well, like I said, Rob definitely shouldn't be putting that plaque on that trophy anytime soon. We're in for a great finish here.
Here we go. LeBeau goes to Gimier again, gets about 5 or 6 yards on that play, tackled by Ryu. We're inside 5 plays now, Paul.
Yeah, we got 5 plays, so LeBeau's got plenty of time. He can still be patient and take that underneath. We got a great finish, like I said, in store for us.
Now, obviously, with 5 plays left here, do you want to take this down and maybe make this a 2-play situation of trying to go for the end zone, or do you think he will go for it early to have some plays left?
Well, you got 5 plays here, so honestly, I think Terror Squad's going to be playing off a bit. I would just take what they give me right now.
Great catch by Marc-Andre LeBeau. Enough for the first down and 4 plays left.
That was a big first down by LeBeau.
And now with 4 plays left here, 4 plays left here with what they have to do, they have cut the field in half. So they're definitely in a great situation here to still get another first down, but obviously you have 4 plays left.
Yeah, we got 4 plays left, and the thing is, it's only a 6-point game, so we could possibly be maybe getting into overtime. I don't know if that would be the first in a championship game.
For Div 2, yes, it would be. Div 1, we had the 09 overtime battle with
That is
Montreal's
correct.
Finest and the Hurricanes. LeBeau, through the hands of Alex Lever, incomplete. And right now, both sides a bit nervous. 5 minutes ago, it seemed like Terror Squad was well in control, but now we're back to almost square one, down by 6 for the Glads.
Well, the Gladiators got 2 quick scores to basically put the pressure on Terror Squad, and then Bergeron with those 2 huge sacks on the last drive has got his team in a situation here where they can possibly tie the game or even win it.
And right now, we look back to that Deschamps INT, the pick 6 could be the difference in this game here. LeBeau goes to the snapper. Gimier makes 1 spin move, tackled by Corey Greenway, inching ever so close, but it is now 3rd down with 2 plays left. Pardon me, 2 plays left here in this game. So we're going to have a photo finish here, Paul.
Definitely. And at the same time, LeBeau's being smart with it. He's not forcing it over the top. He knows that Terror Squad doesn't want to give an easy touchdown, so he's just taking those underneath passes.
Now, in this situation here, a timeout called here. Now, let's look at it. 2 plays left. You're that close to the end zone. If Paul Lapierre is the quarterback for the Glads, is this next play going to go into the end zone, or do you want to cut the field even more in half?
Honestly, I don't think about cutting the field in half here because you're maybe only about 6 or 7 yards away. I would try to have 2 plays to get that score. So both of these passes are going in the end zone.
And you can see the tension on both sidelines right now. Tam Villiers just pondering his next move, if there is another move, if he has it in his hands. But Frank LeBeau controlling the fate of both teams right now. Down early in this football game, the Glads have come back here and could potentially tie this game up on a touchdown and may go up on an extra point here. We'll find out. 2 plays left here. Trips right to Frank LeBeau. LeBeau going with the high pass to Leduc. Touchdown! Touchdown for Leduc.
Wow.
We're now tied.
And I guess they didn't make that halftime adjustment I was talking about. They didn't change who was in front of Leduc, and as you can see, he comes down with a big grab to tie this game up.
Now we're tied up. If you were Terror Squad, would you want to call a timeout to refocus and just think things over before this play happens?
Well, they called a timeout before that play, and it didn't seem to really help them. So I don't know about calling a timeout here. It might just give LeBeau extra time to think about what he wants to do for this convert as well.
And Pat Jerome is now lined up against Leduc And a timeout is called because of the disorganization right now on that play. Now, we're on the extra point situation. If Paul Lapierre is running this play right now, what do you expect from Frank LeBeau? Would he go with the same thing again, or will he look elsewhere to get that convert?
I think now that Terra Squad showed that they're going to be putting Pat Jerome in front of him, I would definitely not go with the same play. He's going to give himself two options. If I had to guess who's going to probably end up with this ball, I would actually say Alex Lever.
So you're going with Alex Lever right now. 88 combined points scored today, one of the highest outputs for the finals right now. LeBeau looking, goes in the out route, picked off by Pat Jerome. Jerome, he is going to go. He is going to score. Pat Jerome has just won the Div 2 title for the Terra Squad.
Are you kidding me? You can definitely say MVP Pat Jerome. Wow, what a finish.
The game is over. Congratulations to the Terra Squad. Pat Jerome, who went up and lined up against Philippe Leduc on that play, makes a huge INT. And Frank LeBeau is fuming right now. He is talking to the referees right now, and he is upset. But what a spectacular play by Pat Jerome to win that game when it seemed like the Terra Squad were literally in the jaws of defeat.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we mentioned it, 88 combined points, a game of all offense, basically, and it comes down to a defensive play to win the game. What a game we had.
What a fantastic finish, and right now the Glads are not happy at all. Frank LeBeau was not happy about something that transpired in the last play, which we'll have to see on the replay.
Well, what happened actually on the last play is that when he went to throw that pass, the rusher actually contacted him. I'm not sure if it happened before or after he let that ball go, but at the same time, if the rusher runs you over, it's supposed to be a penalty, so that's a real tough way to lose, especially clawing their way back into that game.
And Pat Jerome, and he caught it, I think, 4 or 5 yards deep in the end zone, Paul. And for him to return it back for the convert opportunity here, quite an impressive move by Pat Jerome, who ends up having 10 catches and a big INT return for the extra point converts.
Definitely, and I think maybe what LeBeau is even more upset about is that because he was on the ground from that contact, he had no chance to go even try to get Jerome's flag. Not saying he would have caught up to him, but at least he would have maybe had a chance to stop him.
Well, there you have it. The Terra Squad, which had the lead for pretty much the entire game, almost blow it late in the game, end up winning on an extra point return by Pat Jerome to win their first ever D2 winter final. Paul, this was a fantastic game. We had a fantastic 5 minutes of play coming down literally to the last play of the football game.
Oh, it's unreal. My hands are actually sweating, so I could just imagine the emotion that's going on with these two teams right now on both sides of the football. Both teams played a great game. They gave it all they got, and as you can see, it turned out for Terra Squad's favor.
And right now, about to present the trophy to the Terra Squad, about to take their team photo right now with their Winter 2013 T-shirts, championship T-shirts here. A job well done by the Terra Squad, and we've talked about it, though, all throughout the year. The East Division was the power division, whereas the West Division had, I believe, 3 or 4 teams 500 or below 500. And who was the championship? The team that comes from the weaker conference that wins it over the stronger conference.
That's why we play the game. You can never determine who's going to win this game until it's actually all said and done.
So there you go. Div 2 complete on the FPF broadcast of the Roadshow.
What is up, D2 and FPF? We're here with the recently crowned Division 2 champions, Terra Squad, Tam, the quarterback, and Pat Jerome, the MVP wideout / DB. Guys, how does it feel? Tam, we'll start with you, bud.
So great. First year, we move up. Everybody asked the question, why do you guys move up? Pat asked me to move up, so we did. So we had a struggle at the mid-season. So it went pretty good for us. It was really good, so we're fucking happy. Not much.
Clearly, he is happy, emotional. Pat, okay. Listen, 45-44 game. Whoever sees this will see the dramatic finish. tell me how it felt bolting to the other end zone for that win, that big conversion win.
When I saw that ball coming to me, I was like, I can't finish that game right now. So, do I have a choice? Do I finish it right now, or we go and shoot out? I wanted to finish it because
No overtime for you. No overtime for you. Okay, so the game was pretty close from start to finish. It seems like they had a really tough time mobilizing your feet, man. You're known for running, and you're known for making plays with your feet. Tell me what you were thinking on the field.
So I don't know. I just was looking for a pass first. Then if I struggle, I have to move up a little bit. Try to buy time or get some yards with my feet. So this is what I did. Sometimes I run for yards. Sometimes I just buy some time, get someone open, and just make a broken play.
It seemed like every first down, Tam would look for a pass. Usually to you, that stop and go, it's a staple in your offense. I'm telling you. He looks left, you stop, and you take just that one stride and go down the field. How many times did that happen, and how many times was it open?
seriously, we did that for like the past 2 games, 3 games, I think, because people look at me when I do a hook, they're like, oh, they're not going to pat. So we use that against them because they know if I go deep, I'll run straight out. Don't know hooks and up and things like that. So for the last 2 games, they've been working for us, so we did it, and it paid a lot. It paid a lot.
So, okay, during the season, you play the Glads, you lose by 2. Tonight, you win by 1, okay? Now, tell me, did you expect Frank LeBeau to be so riled up and just seeing your defense really dominate him at points during the game? How did it feel from the bench knowing that, okay, I could step in here as quarterback and really take control of this game?
I trust my defense since we won the first game back to 5 losses in a row. Especially my defense played well all year long since we won the first game after 5 losses in a row. So I know it's on me, but I don't have the offense. I always score. Sometimes you gotta pick me, but it's part of the game. Part of the game.
Pat, you had one of the key interceptions on defense. One of your teammates had a key pick 6. Huge pick 6 in the first half. Now, on the goal line, Frank LeBeau is not usually the one to throw an interception. What did you see?
Seriously, because I know how he plays, so I just did my move and he threw the ball, and that was it.
You're not dropping that.
Nah, I wasn't going to drop that because that's the winning ball. I wasn't going to drop that.
Do you ever drop a ball?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right. So you know what? Just any final thoughts? I mean, are you guys going to enter a spring team? Or I know you play outdoors and it's going to be tough for you guys. What do you see yourself doing next year in the winter? Because I know you're coming back as Terror Squad in the winter.
We're going to talk to each other. Probably D1, but we have to see if it's too hard for us or not. But we're here for the challenge, so going to look for that. Yeah.
I love that answer. You know, teams that win championships should always move up to the next division. And you guys definitely have the team to do it. I mean, your defense played exceptionally well. Tam, honestly, you surprised me at quarterback tonight. You played extremely well. And, hey, good. You guys deserve it. Congratulations. And, see you guys next year. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shout out.
Shout out to all my people. Lever.
Hey, Matt, who's thinking I can beat LeBeau?
Yeah.
Time now for the post-game wrap-up of the Division II Championship. What an unbelievable finish, Dan. You just finished talking to 2 of the big architects of that game. Your thoughts on this incredible Division II Championship game?
Well, you couldn't ask for anything more than this game. It was unbelievable from start to finish. Both teams came out to play. There were, plays in this game that you never expect would happen, especially the finish. But Frank LeBeau, a guy that takes care of that ball, gave a couple away, a pick 6 that he never does that ever. I think it gave Terror Squad momentum, and it seems like Tam had the ingredients on offense to really expose the Gladiators' defense. They didn't catch on to what he was doing, and he took it to his full advantage, and they came down with the win, and they deserved it more than the Gladiators. And I mean, a great season for both teams, a great season matchup with both teams. Gladiators in the season winning by 2, and in the finals of the Division II, Terror Squad pulls it off by 1. I mean, both teams should be proud of themselves, but all congratulations go to the Terror Squad tonight.
You talked about the ingredients the Terror Squad had. The number one ingredient was Pat Jerome, who was named Finals MVP. No shock to anyone, but what a game by Pat Jerome.
Yeah, we picked X Factors before the game, Darren, and I didn't want to go with Pat Jerome because it's a generic answer.
To your credit, you wanted to go off the board,
Exactly.
but in the end...
Exactly, but I mean, this guy deserved that award. My God, did he have a game. They didn't stop him. They couldn't stop him. They gave him a bit too much space every play, and Tam exposed them. And to finish off the game, the championship game with a pick, how do you say it, pick one?
Yeah, I guess it's a pick one, yeah.
It's a pick one. Pick one to finish the game. He ran that like he was running he ran a 4.340 or something. Good for him, and man, that must feel good. That must feel good for him.
And I got to give credit to Daniele here. Right before that play, he said, watch him bring it back and win the game on this play. There's nothing to be said. What a finish. What an unbelievable finish. Something I never thought I'd see. I don't know if we'll ever see it again, but we saw it here in a championship game, and that's fun. It's a hell of a game to watch, I have to say. Thoughts about the Gladiateurs now. What went wrong for them in this game?
You know what? I think Frank was rattled. I mean, I've never seen him blow up like that. He got an OC in the second half. He was really frustrated. Threw a pick six, which, you know, that doesn't really happen to Frank LeBeau.
And then a pick one to the end.
And also a pick in the red zone. That never happens. He's so efficient that it boggles everyone's mind when he throws an interception, let alone in the red zone. But I know the Gladiators seemed soft at this game. They still kept it close. I mean, you can't really talk bad about them. I mean, they kept it close all game. I mean, they were up at points.
That's it. They were down, and then they came back, and it looked at the end that it was going to go to overtime.
Yeah, and they had a shot to win it, and unfortunately for them, they got intercepted again for the third time this game and brought it back home for one. So, I mean, listen, Gladiator, they're a great team. I mean, they know it. They've been to a spring championship. They won last year. They come back, beat two great teams in the playoffs to reach the finals again. I mean, what more can you say about them? Okay, the bounces didn't go their way. There was a bit of controversy at the end, but listen, that's what happens in football, and you got to just, you know, be happy. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it was tough. They really looked dejected after the game. It's a tough way to lose at the end on that last play, but that's what happens sometimes. And like you said, Terror Squad just happened to be the better team on this night. Any final thoughts about both of these teams and where they're headed in the next season? Now, Terror Squad, by rule, if they bring back enough of their guys, they're going to have to move up to Division 1. Do you think that they can compete at that level? We're not saying they're going to beat Montreal's finest or anything like that, but, you know, can they compete at that level?
Well, it would be tough. I mean, Tam, as good as he is, Division 1 is much more of a throwing division than a running division. You know, he relies on his mobility. But listen, if they come back, maybe add a few key depth players, they do have a chance to compete. I won't say they'll go 10-0 and win the championship like you said, but, you know, a start is a start. A first season in Division 1, you're going to go through rough patches, but I think they should move to Division 1, and they probably will be forced. As for the Gladiators, listen, they have a good enough team to play in Division 1. They have a great quarterback in LeBeau. I don't know if they want to play Division 1, but
they could.
They could. Their defense has to improve. Maybe they should add a couple more pieces as well. But, I mean, both teams that enter a championship game in any division should move up. And I think it would be great, not only for FPF, but for Division 1, because they're lacking teams, and the more the merrier, and the more competition, the better. So.
And as we see, now that they're doing cross-divisional games, the gap is not that large.
Exactly. You saw Division 1 teams lose to Division 2 teams this year, so we can't go and say, oh, we're going to get crushed in Division 1, because it's not going to be the case.
All right, well, that's about it for us for the Division 2 Championship Final. What an incredible game. I want to take the opportunity to thank Mokan and Paul Lapierre for their work doing the commentary you just heard. I want to thank Mokan for his work on the podcasts. I'm going to thank Don Bomb Squad Shepherd for his work on the articles, always very entertaining to read. The poetry is the best part, although I think is the part he hates writing the most. And, of course, I want to thank all the technical staff that we had behind this whole thing. It's a crazy amount of effort that went into it. But Alex D'Aquila, Paolo Della Rocca, his brother Dave Della Rocca, Mike Bird, Terry Tam, They were all involved. More than you know goes into this, and we hope you guys really enjoyed it. So that's it from us here at the Brossard Bell Sports Complex. We will see you here next season. But until then, good night. Flag Plus Football, Division 2.